Hello everyone, I am Chethan M, Assistant Professor from the Department of English, Teresian College, Mysore. My presentation is on a poem, You Start Dying Slowly, written by Pablo Neruda. This poem is prescribed to second semester BCom and BBA classes from the University of Mysore. Pablo Neruda was a Chilean poet, politician, and Nobel laureate. He lived from 1904 to 1973. He began his literary career at the early age of 13. His father opposed his son's interest in writing and literature, but he received encouragement from others, including the future Nobel Prize winner Gabriela Mistral. He published his first work, an essay entitled Enthusiasm and Perseverance, in the daily local newspaper La Manana. He received numerous prestigious awards such as International Peace Prize in 1950, the Lenin Peace Prize in 1953, and the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1973. He served as a senator for the Chilean Communist Party. A famous Colombian novelist, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, called Neruda as the greatest poet of 20th century in any language. In his collection of poetry, You Start Dying Slowly is an inspirational poem which is in simple language but conveys a powerful philosophy of life. This poem advocates the values one needs to inculcate in life for a meaningful existence. The poem teaches us to be grateful for what we have. To start with the first stanza, you start dying slowly if you do not travel, if you do not read, if you do not listen to the sounds of life, if you do not appreciate yourself. The poet Pablo Neruda wants us to live life to the fullest and not spend our life with negative thoughts. He tells the readers to gain knowledge from reading and experience from traveling. As we have a short lifespan and it is not possible to gather vast knowledge, so the poet suggests us to read and gather knowledge. He tells the people to come out of their shells and travel to the different places, meet new people, see new cultures and traditions, and experience new things. He asks us to listen to the sounds of life, may include listening to voices, noise, music, and listening to the music of nature. But we must learn to listen to the silence. One who understands the sound of the silence can conquer everything. Appreciation is needed to every person. We should learn to appreciate ourselves. If we do not appreciate ourselves for our good deeds and fail to praise and encourage ourselves, then how can we expect others to appreciate us? A man who does not appreciate himself for what he is will feel insecure by comparing himself with others. When we fail to do all the above things, negativity fills our life and we start losing hope for a happy life. In the second stanza, the poet says that we will start dying slowly when we kill our self-esteem. Class, caste, religion, creed, color, social status, or intellectual difference cannot make anyone superior or inferior. When we think we are inferior to others, we will lose self-esteem or respect. Then how can we expect others to respect us? In the stanza, he says, when you do not let others help you, you will start dying slowly. So it means when we don't mix in society and stop communicating with the people, we stop them coming near us. Naturally, we stop them helping us. Nothing but we are restricting ourselves. When we are in really need of help, we should leave all our egos aside and let others to help us. If we feel that we do not need others to help us, we will start feeling lonely and start dying slowly. Stanza 3 speaks about our habits, paths, and routine, where it says, you start dying slowly if you become a slave of your habits, walking every day on the same paths, if you do not change your routine, if you do not wear different colors, or you do not speak to those you don't know. As we all know, habits, especially bad habits, are so easy to have in our lives, and we easily become a slave of these habits. They are addictive. Once we get addicted to them, it is very difficult to disengage ourselves from them. Some habits tend to become harmful in the course of our lives. Hence, it is important that we should not become a slave of our habits. Poet asks us to change the old paths, means to change the attitude of our inner self and see the things or find the things in a new dimension. It may be related to life, a career, or any innovation. So the poet suggests us to occasionally walk on different paths. That means our attitude. We should not follow rigid routines in our lives. We should wear different color of clothing every day. The poet here implies that novelty in life makes life interesting and also exciting to live. The poet also urges us to socialize. If you do not speak to those you don't know, where the line explains to us saying that man is a social animal, our life becomes interesting and exciting when we meet and talk to strangers. We can gather new knowledge and information from the strangers. Life without innovations will become monotonous and we will slowly start to die. Moving to the next stanza, which says, you start dying slowly if you avoid to feel passion and the turbulent emotions, those which make your eyes glisten and your heart beat fast. Pablo Neruda says to his readers to have desires and ambitions. We should be passionate about everything in life. Only then we will feel like living a life. We should have a loving relationship with our family, friends, work, sport, etc. There is no doubt that love and hate also cause their own kind of emotions, turbulent emotions. We will be disturbed by such emotions. Some emotions might make our heart beat fast with thrill. Some emotions may make our eyes glisten. Our eyes may be full of tears, of sadness, of losing anything or anyone dearly. Our heart beats fast when we are excited, having achieved something in our life. Life will be interesting and exciting when we pursue our desires and ambitions. It makes our life worthy to live. Otherwise, our life gets boring and we start to die slowly. Coming to the last stanza, it says, you start dying slowly if you do not change your life when you are not satisfied with your job or with your love. If you do not risk what is safe for the uncertain. if you do not go after a dream, if you do not allow yourself, at least once in your lifetime, to run away from sensible advice. Poet says here that we all have a short lifespan. Change is very important. We cannot predict the future. We don't know what coming for us in the next coming days. Whatever comes, we have to accept. When the change comes to us, we need to accept it. So we say change is inevitable. If we do not change our life becomes monotonous and boring. One must do the job of his or her liking only. Otherwise, it becomes a burden. So we must be very careful while choosing our career. The only thing that is permanent in our life is change. Hence, we should face life bravely, taking its challenges and uncertainties in our stride and adapt to the changing circumstances. At least once in our lifetime, if we do not allow ourselves to chase our dreams, if we do not allow ourselves to move from our comfort zone, then you start dying slowly and surely.